then you better know I got it. Ain't no options, I'm about to do the damn thing. I'm an outlaw, you can never catch me. I'm in first place, you can never. These are the moments, only got one life. This is your moment, whether wrong or right. You're your own enemy, your own enemy, your own enemy. Yeah. When I fall, I keep running. Feel the pain, but I love it. Yeah.
You know I'm built for it, you ain't gotta ask twice.
You ain't by that fast life, 100 on the dash with the cash light. You ain't by that fast life, big dog status with your stats like. You ain't by that fast life, just know 100 duffers at the bag price. You ain't by that fast life, 6 speed, yeah, I'm smashing on the gas. It's a fast life.
All right, yeah, we're gonna talk about how to land a 100K government job in 2026. Let me ask you something. What would your life look like with a stable 6-figure government job in 2026? I know you guys are like, 2026? It's 2025. Oh, what is he talking about? But most people think it's impossible. I think it's going to take a little bit more time just because of the current administration and the what's going on. So yeah, I say 2026 because I'm going to go over with you what I did in 2024 leading into 2025 to get a couple of government jobs. I didn't take them, but it's predictable. If you know how the system works, usually it works. Sometimes you can run into issues if you don't get them in between administration changes, if somebody's doing something a little bit more unorthodox as usual, but that's fine, right? So let me just talk about why I started, right? So here's the part you guys don't know for me. I didn't start this journey for me, right? I already have a purpose. Like, I run a dog training business and I love what I do. But my son and a lot of my relatives and stuff like that have told me that they've always been thinking about government work. So I said to myself, let me be the blueprint. I'll test the system out and show them how to win in it. So I used to work in government years ago as an accountant. I handled budgets, PCS orders, obligations, all that type of stuff. So I figured if anyone could show him how to get in, it was me. Hold on a second. I got a little visitor here. It's like coming all over here. Come here, Chuck Rocco. What's up, buddy? You doing all right, buddy? Okay. Yeah, he's a little wild. So, so yeah, so I figured that I'd be the one to help him get in. So, first things first, why would you want to get into a government job, right? So let's talk about the pay scale first, right? Let's talk about the money, right? Because that's what got me motivated in the first place with this, right? You hear words like government job and think like it's a 40K admin gig, right? But let's just look at the pay scale and kind of see if I can give you guys some instructions on how it kind of works. So, here is the GS pay scale. I'm going to get myself out of this right quick. Most people that start out with government jobs, depending on if you have like a degree, master's degree, something like that, right? You're going to probably start off at like the GS9. Some people start off at GS7, which is like 57,000. Most people start off at GS9. So that would be like 77,000 in DC. I know I live in Atlanta, but like there's not a lot of Atlanta jobs. So just for the sake of purposes of getting something done, I decided to apply for jobs in DC, not Atlanta. So you'll see with the GS7, the starting salary is like 57 in DC, which isn't bad. You coming out of school, you're making 57, that's pretty good. What happens is after you get in GS7 after a year, if you have promotion potential, you can go up to GS9. It usually skips over GS8 and then you can kind of go after GS9 each year. You're able to step up um, if your position allows that. So you could be at GS11 making 84,000 up in DC within 2 years. Um, so if you're really hardcore and you've been in there a couple of years, maybe you've changed jobs, stuff like that, you have to be in your position for at least a year before you can go up to the next GS level, unless you actually get somebody to approve you, depending on like what job you're getting. So, you can get all the way up to GS12, GS13. You'll be making between 101 and 120,000. So, um, my thing was to target GS11s. Well, GS12s. I'm sorry, GS12s, GS13s, because I've been a GS12 for a few years, so chances of me getting a GS13 are pretty high. So that is what I kind of targeted, was GS13. Um, so the good parts, right? So I have to go with the GS pay scale because you got to understand exactly what we're talking about and what's kind of going on. I know this might not be the exact same pay scale that I got for the job. I just realized that. So, but let me kind of show you guys the next slide. So the next slide was, first of all, I applied to. Let me go back here. I applied to like 167 jobs, right? 167 jobs. It took almost a year. It took a whole year for them to even, to get this process going. There's a lot of background checks and stuff like that. Um, man. So I had to build a system. You have to have like tailored resumes. You use keywords straight from the announcement. You set alerts on USA Jobs. I can go into all that. There's multiple grade levels, like I just kind of talked about. I tracked every application. I treated it like it was a second job, right? But here's what happened, right? Um, we got 167 applications in. I did 12 interviews and 2 tentative job offers, right? So that's not theory, that's real. I'm gonna show y'all the real job offers that I got. Um, I was doing this daily while still training dogs, still taking care of the family. And when I got those TJO emails, well, TJO stands for tentative job offer, right? Man, I thought I was in. I was like, oh yeah, I'm in. You know what I mean? So when it's kind of good because like I said, I do like training dogs. So it just was a good experiment. You got to keep your skills tight. So it was really great. But let me be clear, right? TJO doesn't mean that you got the job, right? It just means that they want you. Is pending the background check and pending final HR approval, right? So one agency sent me a TGO, fingerprinted me, did security clearance. Months later, way months later, after administration change, they were trying to get me in before the new administration, but they weren't able to because, background check was a little dicey. Took a little longer than normal, but that's fine because I really didn't plan on leaving. But like, if it was a good enough offer, I'd probably try to make it work. But yeah, I got a job from the IRS, so let's kind of go into that. Show you guys that, right? The reason I went into that pay scale, right, because you got to know the pay scale in order for you to kind of, figure out what's up with this job, right? So as you can see, this is a GS 512 step 1, right? This is a tentative offer of employment. This is what it looked like, coming from the IRS. It basically says the duty station is Roanoke, Virginia. And so, yeah, so grade 12, step 1. They originally said it was grade step 12, but yeah. So let's look at the pay scale to see what that will be. So as you can see, grade 12 will be at 101,401. Okay. So right there, you'll make 100K right there. Okay. So this was a position for accountant. Well, it was more like internal revenue agent, which is more of an accountant type deal. So, but yeah. So as you can see, This was a tentative job offer from Roanoke. Roanoke is right outside of DC, so it will probably be around the same pay scale. They are on a different pay scale, but as you guys kind of see, it will be at the 101 mark. Okay. So I decided not to take that job because one, I'm not going to Virginia, not gonna lie. And two, um, I worked for the IRS before, and they said, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, right? They said that my job performance was unsatisfactory. I don't know how in the heck they feel like it was unsatisfactory. I wasn't doing them but inputting tax forms. So I think I might have had to leave right before the military. And I think I just was like last minute and I just up and left and thought that they knew that I was going into the military. So no B. I wasn't really interested in getting the position. Like I said, I'm doing dog training. So that's a little bit more important to me. It's more fulfilling to me. So here's what you're really up against, right? Long hiring timelines, usually like 4 to 12 months. That's why I said this is about landing a job in 2026, right? There's also sudden freezes due to elections or budget fights. We all seen this, right? IRS is definitely an agency they're trying to get rid of. FEMA is an agency they're trying to get rid of. You don't want to get into those agencies that they're trying to get rid of, right? Um, Also, the internal hires usually take some of the open positions. Also, some of the agencies are not really honoring veterans preference the way that they should, I believe. We never know, fully what they're doing behind the scenes, obviously. Um, but on top of that, right, you still have to show up with excellence. It's a grind. It's frustrating, and sometimes it's unfair. But that's fine. But you got to keep going, right? So now I know what you're thinking. Why keep trying? Because it's not just about me. I did this so I could show my son, right, how to build a strategy, how to stay focused, and how to handle rejection like a man, right? And even if I never get that final job, I'll never regret it because I gave him the map and I proved one thing for certain: it can be done, right? Um, so if you're watching this and thinking about government work, you need to start now. Don't wait until the pay goes up or the competition gets worse. Use everything I just told you. Study the pay scale that I just showed you. Master the resume format. There is a specific resume that you need to have for government work. Okay. Please do not submit a regular resume because you're gonna look kind of crazy. Google it, chat GPT on what a government resume look like so that you can get in quick. Okay. Apply with a strategy. Learn how to decode the job post that they got, right? Because 100K is out there, and if you put in the work, it can be yours, right? But before I go, I want to show y'all the last TJO that I got, right? And that was from FEMA, right? It was. I'm glad it got the pay and stuff on there, so I don't have to look it up. But this was for FEMA. It was a great job. It was going to be on Capitol Hill. I really was thinking about getting this. The pay did increase because this was given to me before 2025 came. They were trying to get me in before the administration changed because we know, operational needs and stuff like that changed. So, unfortunately, they weren't able to do it. Actually, fortunately, to be honest with you, because I really do love what I'm doing here in Georgia, so in Atlanta. So I don't think I would really want to move up to DC and just really relocate, without any relocation assistance from the government. They usually give you relocation assistance, but in some of the jobs, depending on what it is and what location and agency, they might not provide that for you. So this was a accountant position, GS 13, step one. Base pay was pretty much 117 and locality pay because it was in DC. It was pretty much downtown DC, right at Capitol Hill. So, um, but as luck has it, they sent me this, all right? And, and this basically says that due to a change in operational needs, program leadership is unable to fill this position at this time. The tentative offer of employment has been withdrawn. Final job offer will not be extended. So it doesn't mean that you have the job. I mean, like I said, I'm fine. Um, I love being here in Atlanta. So we're going to keep on with this dog training in Atlanta. But that's pretty much how you land a 100K job. It is going to take about 8, 9 months, 10 months. And you do have to deal with the current administration. Hopefully things will change soon. I think probably in June, July, they might have different operational needs. Might be a good time to reapply for some of these jobs. So I just want you to know, guys, 100K is out there, right? If you put in the work, it can be yours. But yeah, drop a comment if you want help tailoring your resume. It's not really what I want to do. I can make a quick little video to help you guys out, right? Or breaking into a specific agency. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Let's get to work. Play some music. Wow, I'm getting it.
Hey, what up, say? Yeah, plenty people told me that I won't amount of shit. Now the amount of time I save probably think it's counterfeit. Yeah, funny how your words help me write a couple hits. Now I gotta tell them thank you, cause you artists made me rich. Gotta give them props for all the times they said to quit. If they see how much I made, they probably take it as a diss. Now I seen them out and all their energy is switched.